Hello and welcome back to Greenhill Today. My name is Lane Herbert.
I'm Tej Dingra.
And today we have two segments for you in this episode.
First, we're going to be talking to Maya, who's a 7th grader at Greenhill who won the COVID-19 Data Challenge.
Next, we'll be continuing our segment about how teachers have been adapting to the online learning environment, except this time it's from a student's perspective.
So let's go to the interviews.
So my first question is, could you tell us a bit about this COVID Data Challenge? How did you hear about it, and then what was it really about?
Sure. So my mom told me about it from the Dallas Morning News. They were advertising it in the Dallas Morning News. So she saw it and she told me about it and asked me if I wanted to do it. It was quarantine. I didn't really have a lot to do, so I said yes. And basically what happened is a bunch of people participated, and we went on a website and they gave us sources and links to different data relating to COVID-19. And we took that data and we had to make our own question to draw conclusions from. So we had to like draw our own conclusions from our own question that we made. Everyone probably did a different question. We didn't really communicate with anybody in the challenge, but we were granted access to a website that had like at least 10, 15 links to different data sources that we could use. My question was, how does COVID-19 affect different people of like different economic classes? And what I did is that I got some of the websites that they gave us and I found some more. And I took that data and I found like how much like each zip code on average makes per household and then per person. And then I related that to the amount of like COVID-19 cases that they had. And based on that, I was able to like draw conclusions from it.
Sure. So when you got these websites, just walk me through your thought process a bit. Were you really overwhelmed with all these links? You had no idea what direction you wanted to go into, or were you easily able to find like a path and an approach you wanted to take?
Yeah, so it was a whole ton of data, and it took me a good half day to figure out what I actually wanted to what I actually wanted to research, what my question wanted to be, because they would give us maybe two websites on how many the age based on the number of coronavirus cases or the gender, and it led you to think about a lot of different questions. But I found one, but after about half a day, I was able to find one that I thought was like reasonable and I could actually do. Nothing that was too big because it was only 11 days and it was very short. So I had to like be able to do it, something that was still good, but also manageable.
So I guess going into that a little bit more, so I guess what did you find out? What sort of insights were you able to gain by looking into that through data?
Sure. So I was able to like figure out based on, because I found out the average household income for every zip code, and then the average per capita income for every zip code. And what was weird is that while it seemed like the average household income got lower as the COVID cases rose, that wasn't exactly the case for the per capita income, which is the per person income. And so that led me to believe that there might be more people in a household, which also could directly affect to the spreading of COVID-19.
So this is more on the broader picture, but data in general. It's rare that, even high schoolers, but especially middle schoolers, to get that deep of an immersion into the field of data science and data analytics at such a young age, and even also relating it to a real world pandemic going on around them at the same time. So I guess, is this your first introduction to that world, or have you been doing previous work with data science before this challenge?
Well, I haven't. This is the first competition thing I've ever done that wasn't like in the school. It was one of the first things I have done. My mom's a doctor, so I did know quite a bit about COVID-19 because I'd asked her and she would tell me about it. But I hadn't done any like actual research before this or done any actual competitions.
Right. All right. Well, thank you, Maya, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next, let's hear from students on how they view their teachers' efforts during this unusual learning experience.
Being online has been a challenge, to say the least, but I'm here to talk about how our teachers have made that experience better for all of us and brought fun things in the classroom, even when we can't all be there. For instance, a lot of my teachers have been incorporating online games into our lessons, therefore everyone can participate and learn together. We don't all have to be in the same room to use our phones and play in a Kahoot or quizzes, various studying games like that. Doing group projects so that we can do them online and talk to our peers on a more personal level rather than just listening to the teacher talk the entire time, having open discussions the best they can without making it weird with the connection issues. It's the little things that really add up and make learning online less stressful.
So our teachers actually make it very inclusive for people online, because people online, they also get to answer questions because there's a raise your hand feature, and the teacher usually has them on a separate device. She obviously has the people in the classroom, so she could call on them like they're actually in the classroom because she could see them. So it's good, and most of our teachers do call on people at home frequently, and also people in our class frequently.
So something that's pretty cool that my teacher has made things as fun and effective, still like during this hybrid model sort of thing, is that uh, so he let us play this cool game called Win the White House, and it was so it helped us a lot because we were also on our Constitution unit, which talks about the Constitution and all like the branches of the government and more government stuff. I really like how he got to do this. How we got to do this because it really helped me learn more about the election and how the electoral college works. And I think it was a really fun and creative way that we got to learn about furthermore on the extra stuff on the Constitution unit.
Overall, just going and doing beyond what they have to do. And I'm really appreciative for that because I know they don't have to put all the time that they do into making sure that everyone is having an equitable learning experience, but they do. So yes, thank you to all the amazing Greenhill teachers for making this so much easier for all of us. It's not easy, but it's the little things that add up and really make this less hard.
And that's all we have for you today. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to Greenhill Today.
And we'll see you next time on Greenhill Today.